Hey guys, it's K-Rad. Welcome to episode 2 of Level Up Road. We're going to do things a little bit differently this time. Instead of having a couple of different matches from a couple of different people, it's going to be the same guy. It's Karmic PJ Junior. He plays Gen. Played him a few days ago. It's taken me a while to get the episode online, but it's all set now, so I hope you enjoy the matches, and here we go. Alright, so here we are, match number 1. As you can see, once again he's using Ultra 1. I haven't quite figured out, or I haven't quite committed to memory Gen's Ultras, so when the match is starting, I'm not exactly sure which one he's using, although I assume it's the dash hand one and the anti-air one, so I'm just trying to keep that in mind. With Gen, I'm looking out for the wall jumps. Sometimes those can be a little bit tough to determine which way he's gonna come from. If he's gonna go overhead or cross up or whatnot. That's what I see most Gens using a lot of, and as you can see, he's actually using a lot of it as well. So that's the sort of thing I'm watching out for. His focus attack distance I wasn't really sure about. If I had known, I probably would have stayed where I was and tried to punish instead. But right now, I'm just trying to take it a little bit easy. I don't see too many Gens online. I know I tend to say that a lot with a lot of characters, but with Gen, it's so unlikely to see him because he's such an odd character to play. You don't see a lot of people trying to pick him up, but the ones that I do face usually know what they're doing, so since I don't face him too often, I usually take a slower approach. I've been trying to use a lot more demon slashes in my pressure, just because it allows me to get in a lot closer. I mean, it gets beat out pretty easy, and I haven't got the timing. I missed it right there. That was supposed to be done so that he wouldn't have to block it, but, you know, once again, that's all the stuff that we're trying to work on. I definitely screwed up with the punish on both of those kicks there, and he makes me pay for it right there. That overhead wall bounce that he does, I still have not gotten used to. And I have a friend that plays Gen, and I just have not figured out when and where to block on that one. So that I get hit with that quite a bit. So, but I did manage to pull out that round. It was definitely kind of sloppy, but in the end, I ended up getting the win. So we go down to round 3, and once he's pressuring me towards the corner, and I keep forgetting that I can't do low punch, dragon punch for my reversal. Like, I really need to use EX, and I'm just sitting on a ton of EX meters, so there's really no excuse for it. And I pay for it as soon as he gets me to the corner. He frame traps, combos me, and that's it. Like, it was over in a blink. As soon as he started to come, I knew there was a pretty good chance I was done. Yeah, that was pretty much the case. Alright, here we go. Match number 2. Now, this was actually 10, maybe 15 minutes later. They weren't back to back right away. So when I saw him again, I knew who he was playing. You know, and I was actually looking forward to the match because I knew that, you know, if I was a little bit more patient and paid attention and played my game, then I could beat him. So here we go, second match. Alright, so I know he's jumping and grabbing a little bit more, or not more, but I'm expecting it a little bit more, so I'm trying to make a point to do that, to be watching out for that, and just to make sure that I'm getting some generic combos in, because the last time around I got nothing, and I let way too many punish opportunities get away from me. I was definitely ready for his cross up. Seen that plenty of times from other Gens that I played, and I mean, he can do it from so far away that sometimes it's easy to let yourself get crossed up by it. But right now he's trying to push me to the corner again, but he wasn't being nearly as aggressive, and I was definitely laying back a little bit. I got a little bit scared at the end of the match, at the end of the round. I didn't want to do anything stupid, but I was able to get him to walk into that stadium medium kick. still getting caught off guard by the grabs. Just not teching fast enough. Like, my reaction speed is just not there. So, and on that jump in, I went for a grab, and I realized it was kind of obvious that I was doing it. So, I need to switch it up a little bit. And right there, I got the cross-up one, and that time he wasn't expecting the jab or the grab. I timed it pretty well. And yeah, that wasn't the best idea. He easily could have punished that. I realized it even as I was throwing it, but fortunately for me, he reacted the wrong way and backdashed instead of doing something else, so he backdashed into it. Alright, here we go. This is the final match between myself and Karmic PJ Junior. This one was actually fairly quickly after the second match. I want to say it was the first or second match. It might even been directly afterwards. I don't recall exactly. But at this point, we've both won one match. I felt pretty good about the last one that we played, so I was very confident going into this match that I had figured out how to get in on him. Especially with the last match being so close in memory, I was hoping that would affect his play as far as what he was expecting from me and maybe being a little bit less aggressive. And it definitely seemed like I wasn't seeing a lot of the different mix-ups that he had started off the first game with. So at that point, I felt better about my chances. The second wall dive was somewhat predictable, and he didn't really have too much of a real chance to actually hit with it. So I kept him on the defensive in that round in particular. I don't usually particularly want to go for the cross-up at that point, not from that distance anyway, but he seemed to be really kind of shelling up a little bit, so it seemed like a good idea to try to do something a little bit different instead of trying to go directly in front of him. Chip damage probably would have had him anyway. But I stayed on him in this round, and just was basically not even reacting to what he was doing as much as I was just trying to do different things and trying to change things up a little bit as I was going along. He resets me a couple times, and he did it a few times throughout the rounds and throughout the matches that we had, but never really got much out of the resets. So that one went extremely quickly. So in the end, I felt that I definitely had the best of the three matches with the 2 wins. And there you are. That was the last match in the set between the three of us. I guess not really a real set. It was probably played over the span of about a half an hour. I don't recall exactly when the second match started, but the third match was pretty soon right afterwards. In the end, I ended up winning 2 of them. I felt like I did much better as far as executing a game plan in the third match, obviously, than the first match. Not so much just because I lost, but just because I left so many opportunities on the table with punishes and whatnot. And that's easily one of the things I need to work on the most, and I realize that. So it's back in the lab again. It's easy to do it in training, or it's easy to do it when what you're trying to do as far as the combo, how to actually execute it. But it's just, for me, it's remembering